All right, guys, let's talk about our second type of data display, which is a box plot. So the school cafeteria takes note of the number of lunches purchased each week by students in first grade. Use the box plot to answer the questions. So what is the median number of lunches purchased? Well, remember, a box plot shows 5 specific points. It shows us the minimum. It shows us the first quartile, or Q1. It shows us right here, this is the median, or the second quartile. Over here, this is Q3. And then finally, over here, this is the maximum. So when it asks what's the median number of lunches, I just have to search for this middle line dividing my box, and that is 2 lunches. Now it says half of the first graders purchased blank or more lunches a week. So I'm looking to see what half purchased. This is the halfway point. So I can say they purchased 2 or more lunches in a week. Half of them did. I could also say half of them purchased 2 or less per week as well. The interquartile range of the number of lunches purchased each week is, now if you remember, interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So we see Q3 here. Q3 is 3.5 minus Q1, which is 1. So 3.5 minus 1 is 2.5. Now this whole box actually here represents the IQR. So it's the distance from here all the way to where Q3 is. The fourth quartile of the first graders purchased their lunch blank times or more. So now remember, we see 4 specific sections of a box plot. We got the first quartile, that's Q1. We have the second quartile, which is here. The third quartile, which is here. And then finally, over here, this is the fourth quartile. So it starts at 3.5 and increases up all the way up to 5 lunches. So the fourth quartile of the first graders purchased their lunch 3.5 times or more each week. Now, the last thing that I want to look at here when we look at the box plot is understanding where the data is close together and where the data is more spread out. If you recall, longer and shorter boxes does not mean more or less data. We could say that there were 60 first graders surveyed here, and these 60 first graders were divided into 4 sections. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So in each one, if I'm saying there were 60 first graders, we put each 15 in each group. So all of these groups, all of these quartile sections would hold 15 first graders. So there's 15 people here. There would be 15 people here. And I just totally made up this number. This is not actually how many were surveyed, but just saying if there were 15 or if there were 60 first graders surveyed, they have evenly been divided into each one of these sections. And when we look at these sections, we see there are some places where the data is close together and other places where the data is further apart. So here, let's see, that's 2 to 3.5 and then 3.5 to here. Here, like I would say this half of the data, this entire half, this data is, these 30 are more spread out. They did not order the same amounts, whereas the data, the half that's down here, this data is closer together. So here, down here in the lower half, we would say this data is more similar or closer together. And then if the higher half, we would say the data is more different because it is more spread out. People didn't answer the same way, or people didn't buy lunches the same amount of ways.